You know, Igbos are the most worthless tribe in Nigeria. Yeah, you heard it. Igbos are the most worthless tribe in Nigeria. Get angry all you like, but they are just all mouth and no depth, just mouth. Because if they are not, why should this be happening in Nigeria right now? Why should this be happening? You know how they told us that they removed history from the Nigerian curriculum because they didn't want sentiments, you know, because of the war, the civil war. But history just got reintroduced to the Nigerian educational system. And guess what? Guess what they put inside here? See, before now, my son came and asked me, I said, Dad, I thought Igbos were the third biggest tribe in Nigeria. I said, yes. He said, how come there is no Igbo in their history book? I was shocked. I took their book and I looked at it. All the history of all the major tribes in Nigeria. We have the Hausa state, Kanuri Empire, Nupe, Igala, Yorubas, Bini Kingdom, Efik, Niger Delta, and Ishekiri. No Igbo. For a tribe that has almost 5 to 6 states in Nigeria, no Igbo whatsoever. The painful part of it is that, you see this Efik here? No, I bet, Efik people want to know vessel. But see this Efik here? Then put them on purpose. It was put here on purpose to let the Igbos know that we know what we are doing and we are worthless. I don't want to talk about the people that wrote the book, but this is the junior secondary school revised. This is the junior secondary school revised standard edition, JS1. You know, the funny part is that our biggest flex as Igbos is just 2 things: to build houses and paint them white so we can show them every December on Twitter, on social media, and of course name our children Jewish names. That's the only thing that we know how to do best right now. Because if this is happening, like, we have been erased from our history. Rubbish.
Where do I even start from? I'm just gonna have to break this down, and honestly speaking, this is gonna be very, very brutal. He said something, he doesn't want to talk about the names. I will talk about the names. I will talk about the authors, because in such instances like this, it is very, very important you shame and name drop these people. If you don't shame and name drop these people, then you're giving rooms for future stuff like this to happen in the country. Let me just quickly name the authors. The authors are O.M. Isekure, O.O. Olajide, and T.E. Taiwo. These are the 3 authors of the book, The Living History for Junior Secondary School. So they start indoctrinating our children from young, from when they're like 10, their formative age, 10 to 13 years. Let them start reading this fake history. This is the same propaganda they used in the Igbo coup of 1966. I want you guys to understand, this is a trend. History keeps repeating itself. If you fail to learn from history, you're bound to make the same mistake that happened in the past. This is exactly the same playbook. The difference is that we have social media that we can counter such narratives. When you bring these narratives out, there are people that are willing to bust the line. And many people might look at it is actually an intentional act. I want to repeat this. It's actually an intentional act. If you have been following my series for a couple of months right now, you would have seen how much I've talked about Bola Ahmed Tinubu's state institutionalization of bigotry and tribalism. I've always insisted, I've always said that every bigotry, every tribalism you see on the social space was intentionally hatched by this government, because they understand one key thing: keep Nigerians divided, keep them fighting against themselves. They can never unite along common grounds. Nigerians will always stay divided and fighting for their tribe and region. But let's look at this holistically and ask ourselves, who is the current Minister of Education in Nigeria, if you may ask? Dr. Tunji Alausa. Who are the people that are in charge of making sure that this kind of books pass through the curriculum of Nigerian students? In a country whereby history was erased, and you're reintroducing history back to our primary curriculums for our children, you now omit a very sensitive topic, because they know actually that this topic, there's no how you do this and you expect that it will not come out to the limelight. There is no how. There is no how this stuff now they have done. They didn't know that people will find out and people will talk about it. But let's still do it. That just shows the kind of people that we're dealing with in our country. The kind of people that we have allowed to take the center stage of our country. And this goes down to the Igbo leaders, especially all those hobnobbing right now with APC. In my last few videos that I made, I kept saying that the political Southeastern people should understand that their greatest rivals are the political elite from the Southwest. I kept saying this, it's not as if I'm pitching these two people against each other, but it is just the truth. Left for these guys, the Southeast will be relegated, because when it comes to the so-called equation of division of power in Nigeria, it is always going to be along the lines of the Northern and the Southern Protectorate, according to how it was created by Lord Lugard. Southern Protectorate, Northern Protectorate, and so therefore if power is moving along these equators from the north to the south. And so forever that the power must be coming to the south, the Southwestern elite class will always position themselves to take that power. They are not here for you. This is just one more example. Where are the Southeastern leaders? Where are our governors? Where are our senators? Where are our House of Rep members? Where are the elite class of the Southeastern people? And that's why I'm bringing it to the attention of the world, because you people should go and start dragging them. Because I know how many of them enter my DM over the last video I made. So you people should please go and start dragging them. These are intentional issues that this country, this government has created to make sure that the Southeast is relegated. That we're speaking today in Nigeria today. I dare say if a true census is conducted in Nigeria today, the Southeast will be the most populous set of people. Igbos are the most populous people in Nigeria. Because in every state you go to in Nigeria, let me repeat this, in every state you go to in Nigeria, after the indigenous people of that state, the second most populated people in that state are probably the Igbos. In every state in Nigeria. And those people today cannot produce a Senate president, cannot produce a president, cannot produce a vice president, cannot produce a House of Rep speaker. What they relegate is this clown that is jumping up and down and calling himself deputy speaker or what. It's what they can produce that's making noise. How weak the political elites of the South are today. Well, this is just me bringing this to the attention of the public to understand this is one more of Tinubu's game plan in institutionalizing bigotry and tribalism into the affairs and trying to wipe out the history of one of the foundations of this country, while the elite class are all hobnobbing, trying to find themselves into what they call city boys. There you have it.
I want to personally say thank you very much for the support I showed you for that person and to Nigeria and to youth and young people in Africa, especially in the southern region and the whole country. On behalf of the City Boy movement, we want to present your recognition letter and appointment letter as the regional director of the Southeast for City Boy. And on behalf of the City Boy, congratulations and thank you very much.
On your mandate we shall stand. On your mandate, on your mandate, on your mandate we shall stand. We shall stand. On your mandate we shall stand. On your mandate we shall stand. On your mandate, on your mandate, on your mandate we shall stand.